A very warm good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to quote Robert Arnott. In investing, what is comfortable is rarely profitable. I am Abhira Mamdapur, a first year student of KLV Sibark, and it is my immense pleasure to be the moderator for today's webinar. I would like to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Himanshu Sir, Principal Professor Prakash Kadkol Sir, Vice Principal Professor Vibha Hegde Ma'am, the entire staff of Sibal, and my fellow students. All of us know the more risk you take, the more you might earn. But then again, it is always risky. So, how much risk should one take? What is calculated risk taking when it comes to the Indian stock market? Can we make a full fledged career in the NSE? I'm sure we all have had such questions at some point in our life. Fortunately, to answer them, today we have with us our esteemed speaker, Mr. Himanshu Srivastav. Mr. Himanshu is a manager at National Stock Exchange of India Limited. He manages the business development for Southern region. He has completed his MBA and PGDFT from Pune. He has also 9 years experience in financial services. Prior to NSE, he has worked with CRISIL Limited and Credit Analysis and Research Limited. In his current role, he spends a lot of time in facilitating emerging corporates and helping them to list on exchange and create awareness of capital market products for institutions and corporates. We are delighted to have you, sir. Mr. Himanshu will be delivering a talk on structure of Indian capital market and career opportunities by NSE in India. What's better than to getting to learn from an experienced person in this field? Without further ado, I would like to hand over the webinar to Himanshu sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Avira. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So, first of all, on behalf of NSC, we would like to thank Kelly for giving us opportunity to interact with all of you. Even though we are in talks with your professor Niranjan sir from quite some time, but unfortunately, we were planning to even come down to have a one-to-one meeting with all the students, but unfortunately, because of COVID, we could not travel. And so for finally we could utilize the opportunity to meet with everyone online. Now, as you rightly told, today's agenda, as per my discussion with sir, was more about a bit of what is capital market, what is the structure of Indian capital market, and let's say if somebody is looking forward to make their career in capital market, so how they can pursue on it. Now, apart from, rather than even running my entire slides and all, I would prefer to know from students before starting, or even from faculties. So what is their expectation, or what exactly they would like to know, if there is anything specific in their mind, or what is the output they are expecting out of this close to 1 hour session. So it will be helpful for me also to more focus on those lines. Now, before starting, let me just share my presentation. Give me a minute. I hope it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. So, as I've already requested, I would like to know from all of you, probably the professors or anyone of the student, they can they can discuss about what is their expectation from this session. So it will be helpful for me to align the entire discussion on those notes. So, what exactly you would like me to cover, or what is your expectation from the session? If anybody can unmute and share their thoughts on it. Anyone, even though if Niranjan sir is there, he may share his expectation also. It is better to have a two-way communication rather than having one-way discussion.
Yes, so good afternoon. So since we are BBA students and we are in our first year, maybe you can guide us as to like what we can do during our course of BBA so that we can make a career in this National Stock Exchange.
Okay.
Maybe you can speak about that a little bit.
Anybody else?
Good afternoon, sir. Actually, I'd like to know about money making. How do we make money by stock market? Even I do trading. I am into stock markets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would like to know more about that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, okay. So, anyone else, or we can start with the presentation?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we would like to know how exactly does NSE work and how is it different from BSc, or what is the major difference between them?
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So, let me take all questions one by one. So to start with, see, as all of you are just in terms of the professional education, you are starting off your journey. So probably you can probably this is the right time to inculcate a life skill like this, and take up probably baby steps towards gaining a better knowledge about capital market. Now, how to gain that knowledge, what you need to work on, or let's say the colleague of or classmate of yours, as he rightly asked, I mean, where to invest, how to invest, what should be the ideal way to approach the any one of the or see any one of the stocks or any one of the other financial products which are there under the umbrella of capital market. So those probably are due course of action we'll be covering. Now, the last question pertaining to, let's say, BSc or NSC, the comparison, I will not be comparing or I will not be talking about, let's say, other stock exchange, but it's in a simple way, it is a ecosystem where we are having different stock exchanges. So anybody can would like to take a guess. I mean, in India currently, how many active stock exchanges are there? Any guess?
So, two.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So as of now, if you'll ask me about the active stock exchanges, we are having NSE, we are having BSC, which is known to everyone. So today, when you are talking about NSE or BSC, we are providing platform for your trading of shares, your currency. There are different financial products, and even though recently we have also got an approval where in CN BSC we started providing a platform for the trading of commodities also. No, so now when I'm talking about commodities, we are having a separate stock exchange known as MCX. MCX, they are basically into the commodity market. So today, when you are talking about, let's say, transaction, or you want to trade or invest in, let's say, commodities, let's say gold, or let's say oil, which means crude and all. So you can also invest through any one of these platform in commodities. So MCX, Multi Commodity Stock Exchange, they are one of the leading stock exchange in commodity market. Then we are also having other stock exchange, let's say your Metropolitan Stock Exchange is there, NCDEX is there. So these are the some three to four or close to five stock exchanges, which are there as of now. Earlier, we had a concept of regional stock exchanges, which is no more there. So earlier there was a time when we used to have, Bangalore Stock Exchange, let's say Kolkata Stock Exchange, which was more known as a Madras Stock Exchange. So Kolkata Stock Exchange was there. Let's say Kanpur Stock Exchange, Delhi Stock Exchange, Bombay. That particular, not BSE, but the Bombay Stock Exchange was there. So there were lots of regional stock exchanges were there. So then, over the period of time, regulatory body they decided, okay, rather than having so many small stock exchanges, let's have a national level stock exchanges. This will be more easy way to bring a transparency into the market. So then, today, what I told you, these are the prominent stock exchanges. Let's say you talk about NSE, BSE, MCX, which is there in capital market. Now, doing a comparison will not be good, but if you'll ask me, I'll more talk about NSE. So I'm part of National Stock Exchange. Now, before talking about more in terms of the product and all, I would like to know, what do you think? Who's the regulatory body for capital market?
SEBI.
NSE, sir. NSE
SEBI.
for sure.
Okay, what is the role of SEBI?
Okay.
Sir, it makes rules and it makes sure that everybody abides by those rules.
Okay, okay. So very true. The way we are having, let's say RBI, Reserve Bank of India, which is the regulator for money market. So today, when you are talking about anything on banking side, so each and everything is being regulated by RBI. Likewise, on capital market, we are having SEBI. So SEBI, they being the regulatory body, their role is to, they are the one who will make sure that the interest of investor should be taken care. Okay, that is a primary agenda. Now, apart from that, let's say when you are talking about this entire ecosystem, so how to manage, what will be the best practices to run this entire ecosystem, that is something which is their role. So they'll keep on coming with lots of policies, amendments and all in existing policies. And we being a stock exchange, our role is to make sure whatsoever is the guideline of SEBI, that should be followed by each and every investors, each and every intermediaries in the market in a proper way. Now, coming down to NSC as an organization or BSC as an organization, what do you think? What is our role? What we are exactly doing?
You provide a platform for people to exchange stocks. If somebody wants to buy stocks, they will come near you. If somebody wants to sell stocks, they'll come near you.
Very true. Very true. So basically, as an stock exchange, good thing that you didn't told, you didn't said that we are buying or selling. So we are just providing platform infra. So where, let's say ABC company, they are willing to probably raise money from capital market. So we are providing them platform where these companies can come down and get themselves listed. And once they are listed, so investors like me and you, we are having an option to invest in all these companies, and probably we can be part of the growth story of all these organization. Now, to start with my presentation, a bit of background about NSE. So NSE basically it started around got incorporated in 1994. It started 94 onwards. So after incorporation, if you ask me, from 1996 itself, we are market leader. So these are the different ranking what we are holding on global level, or in India. So the major changes what came along with NSE was, earlier we used to have a physical transaction of shares. Okay, when NSE came in picture, today just by sitting at your probably chair, you can, if you are having a proper internet connectivity, you can buy or sell any one of the share you want to. You can see or track entire market just on your system. So that is possible, or that was a changes which we brought in system. So NSE came in picture. Then there is an organization depository, NSDL, they came in picture. So today when you are buying any shares, it is kept in your a demat account in dematerialized form. So basically you need not to be worried of carrying those hard copy of shares along with you. Okay, because let's say you are having X amount of any companies, let's say shares worth of 1 lakh, and because of any reason, if it is in hard form, because of any reason it got misplaced, then again there will be a major pain. So today you are not having all those issues. So pre-NSE, there was an era when the settlement time, which means now today, let's say I'm buying a share of shares of maybe Wipro. So when the time which is taken in this entire process, let's say today I'm placing a request, and when I'm getting those shares in my account, that is the turnaround time. So earlier it used to be around 10 days, 15 days, even more than that. Today it is the cycle is like T plus 2. So within 2 days, if you are buying any share, you will be getting shares in your demat account, and if you are selling it, you will be getting your money in your account. So this entire there is a big change which came after NSE came into the picture as an stock exchange. So this is a bit about NSE as an organization. Now, see, when we are talking about, let's say, how this, let's say, if I'll compare money market, when I'm saying money market, I'm referring, let's say, your savings account versus, let's say, if we'll talk about capital market. So, see, although at any point of time you need to have a balance, but why we should keep our money or invest our money in capital market rather than keeping it in our bank in terms of, let's say, savings. Okay. Now the reason is today there's something known as inflation. I hope in due course of action, your faculties, they are going to teach you what is inflation, how the inflation works. So what happened? Let's say in basically in, for example, let's say you are having 1,000 rupees. Okay. Now, what is inflation? Let's say today Tata, they are having any four-wheeler which is worth of 5 lakh rupees. Now, because of any reason or because of new model and all, because all these automotive companies, each and every new calendar year, they are coming up with new models and all. Okay, so let's say the same model, after certain modification, they'll introduce in market. So a month down the line, let's say in a month of January, you will see, or you are willing to buy the same vehicle. So today, let's say if it is costing you 5 lakhs rupees, tomorrow it's going to cost you, let's say 5.5 or 6 lakh rupees with certain advanced feature. So if you'll see the prices of goods, it is increasing. So again, another example, let's say if we'll talk about petrol, there's something where you might be able to experience lots of fluctuation. So today you are getting 1 liter petrol for 85 rupees. Tomorrow, let's say a week or 10 days down the line, for the same quantity of petrol, or 1 liter of petrol, you are end up paying 87 rupees, which means the prices of petrol raised by 2 rupees. Okay, so the hike or the increase in the prices of the goods, that is over the period of time, that is known as your inflation. Now what happened, let's say you have kept your money in your respective savings account. Today if you'll ask me, majority of the if we'll talk about any one of the private or nationalized bank, they are giving you return, let's say in savings account, in a range of, let's say, I hope close to plus minus 5%. There are certain banks who might give you up to 7% with lots of terms and condition, or otherwise moreover it is in a range of 5% to 6%, not more than that. So now, regardless of market scenario, if you'll see, this is the trend which is there from quite some time, or even though for more than a year or so. Okay, now regardless, today when you are paying 85 rupees for 1 liter petrol, or a year back you were paying let's say 75 rupees for 1 liter of petrol, but you were getting the same returns on the savings what you had in your savings account. Okay, now that is where the pinpoint will come in. So what happened, your investment what you have done, or let's say the savings what you have done, so the return what you are getting on those savings, it is not in a position to beat the inflation. Okay, so let's say today I am getting a return at say 100 rupees. So earlier I were paying, let's say for one out of this 100 rupees, I were paying 75 rupees for 1 liter petrol. Today I'm paying 85 rupees. But my 100 rupees, it is not increased because of any reason. Okay, because the interest rates are almost same what I'm getting. Now when I'm talking about capital market, so what happened, let's say, taking the first example, I wanted to purchase Tata car. Now, same thing. Today rate is 5 lakh rupees because of the inflation. Let's say 6 months down the line, the rates are 6 lakh rupees for the same model. Now, what happened if I just to give you an example, if let's say if I have also at the very same time, if I am having investment in, let's say, Tata Motors. So what will happen? Let's say if I have invested not more 10,000 rupees in Tata Motors. So for that, I'll be having certain shares in my hand. Now, today Tata is selling those car at 5 lakh rupees. Tomorrow they will be selling the same model for 6 lakh rupees, which means their profitability will be better in compared to the today, whatsoever return they are getting today. Now, the just try to understand the cycle on it. So what happened if I have invested in these companies? Okay, so firstly, if I have taken, let's say, 10 shares of Tata. Okay, so what happened tomorrow if company's profit is increasing? So as per the demand supply mechanism, if profitability will increase, obviously the demand of their shares will increase. So let's say I have taken their shares at 1,000 rupees each share. Okay, just to give on example basis. So what happened if prices will increase? This 1,000 rupees will go from 1,000 to 1,050 rupees or 1,100 rupees or so. That point of time, I will be having an option to sell these shares, okay, and get a money or return out of it. Now second one, when company is using my money to increase their business in some other way, because I'm not the only investor, there are lots of investors like me, and the thousand let's say 10,000 rupees what I have invested. So the same way all these investors, whomsoever is investing in all these companies, they are using our money to increase their, let's say, top line, which is their revenue, increase their bottom line, or bifurcate their business, or let's say buying some land, doing any sort of merger acquisition and all. So the bottom line is, tomorrow when company is able to make more profit, apart from the appreciation in their shares, the value of their shares, we are having another option where company will be giving me dividend. Okay, so let's say for example they made 100 rupees. So out of that 100 rupees, they will be giving me certain portion in the same the same ratio in which I have invested in that particular company. They will be giving me certain dividend. Okay, that's another way where I'm able to make money. So here if you'll see, the cycle is like, here I am getting the return in a very same way. So yesterday they were charging me 5 lakh rupees. Today they are charging me 6 lakh rupees, but my returns are also increasing in a very same ratio. So I'm not only talking about the Tata. Today we'll talk about any one of the company which is there in market. This is how entire ecosystem works. It was just a small example of equity. You'll talk about ETF, mutual fund, maybe any one of the other financial product. That is how the cycle goes on. Now, if you are willing to invest in capital market. Okay, so before moving ahead with this presentation, one thing I would like to know, as all of you are in BBA, so probably for you, you may not be, currently, as of now, you will not be asked to take any specialization or the stream. But what do you think? Whatsoever we are talking or discussing at this forum, this is important for whom? Is this important for somebody who's looking forward to make their career in HR, or somebody who's looking forward to make their career in marketing, somebody who's looking to make their career in finance, or somebody who's looking forward to do any business? What is your guess?
Basically for
Sir,
everyone, sir.
for everyone.
Everyone want to make money, so it's good for everyone. I think that.
Very true. So whatsoever we are discussing here, it is a life skill. Okay, so just to give you a small example, today NSC, we are having collaboration starting from CBSC board. You know what is CBSC board? Okay, so where we are trying to inculcate the habit of investment and the importance of savings in a student, which is in ninth standard, 10th standard. So that is where it is a life skill. So today, as your classmate have already told, whether you are in finance, you are in marketing, you are in HR or whatsoever, till the time you are even getting a single bucks as a salary, you are having, or you need to know how to use that money in a best proper way. Otherwise, if you don't know what will happen tomorrow, whensoever you will be getting your salary, you'll be end up probably paying to some investment banking company or somebody else to manage your portfolio, okay, or manage your finances or your income in a best possible way. And let's say if you are not doing, then obviously there is certain tax, there is a certain ecosystem because of which your taxes are being deducted. So you need to know how to use your money in a best proper way, for which you need to know about all these things. Okay, so if we'll talk about, let's say, Warren Buffett, one of the well-known name in in capital market all over world. So he, if we'll go by his interview, he did his first investment somewhere. Uh, he was not even 15 years. Okay, he was. I hope, if I'm not wrong, he was at the age of close to 11 years or so. Okay, so that is where for this there is no age criteria. You are having pocket money, you can start building your own portfolio. Today you can start with 200, 300 rupees also. And believe me when I'm saying this, tomorrow, let's say 10-year, 20-year down the line, when you'll see your portfolio, you will be surprised. Okay, I mean, the let's say 200 or 300 rupees, the sort of support you will be getting from the small steps what you have taken, that will be huge. So that is where, so one side is, let's say if I'm working for any one of the company, I need to know how to utilize my money in the best proper way, where I am able to get a good amount of return, where I'm able to beat my inflation, where I'm able to meet all my financial needs, I'm able to meet my basic requirement plus my, let's say, apart from basic requirement whatsoever other things. So let's say, one, when I am talking about basic needs, so let's say my I want to have my own house, or what we keep on saying, roti kapla makan. So your house, your clothes, those things are taken care. Apart from that, now the another thing is, let's say, want. Okay, when I'm talking about my want, so rather than having a basic car, let's say I'm looking forward to have SUV, or let's say if I'm looking forward to have BMW, Audi, and also that is basically not a needs. That's a want. So how to fulfill my wants? So those things, for those things, I need to know these basics, and this is something which is very important. As soon as you will inculcate this habit, is going to be beneficial for you only. Now, second one, let's say a guy who's not even willing to do any job only. So they in market there are lots of members. So let's say if you want to trade, or if you want to do any sort of transaction in market, you will have to open your account with any one of the authorized broker. When I'm saying authorized, which means the broker should be registered with SEBI, they should be authorized person. So when you are opening your account, so when you are talking about all these brokers, who are they? So there were certain individuals who decided to make their career, who had knowledge, significant amount of knowledge in market. Then they started as a probably a separate company. Okay, they took membership from a stock exchange. They started their journey slowly, and now they are probably flourishing in a best possible whatsoever they can do. So likewise, tomorrow, why not you? You can become an investment banker. You can run your own company. You can take a membership. You can become a broker. So the sky's the limit. If we'll go by the number, I mean, if I'll try tell you what is the potential in Indian capital market. So today, when we are having, let's say, total population in India, it's around your close to 130 to 135 CR. Out of that, if we'll go by the number of demat account what we have, it is even less than 5%. So then you yourself, you can calculate, okay, tomorrow, uh, the way things are changing, what is the, I mean, at times there were times that we didn't had even mobile. Then gradually we got mobile with internet, when where internet was quite costly. And today nobody's bothered about what is an internet. Today, to and fro, probably 24 by 7, you are on collected online. Okay, so the way things are changing, you can probably, this might be the one of the right time to onboard yourself on this particular journey or on this train. And as I rightly told you, when it is 5%, then also we are one of the recognized stock exchange in market because of the volume, which means the number of transaction. So tomorrow you can also utilize this platform, which means utilize and grow in capital market, and sky's the limit. So now coming down, so basically in one word, it is something which is beneficial for somebody who's looking forward for doing job, somebody who's looking forward to do or become an entrepreneur. They want to do something of their own. So for both of them, there's a good amount of opportunity available if you are having knowledge. Probably today, if any one of you want to raise a question, okay, if I will be part of XYZ company, how this is going to be beneficial apart from managing your own finance. Today we'll talk about automobile sector, you talk about IT company, you talk about anyway BFSI and all, it's directly related. So you'll be part of any one of the organization, capital market, they are having one vertical, okay, which is supposed to manage their finances, which is supposed to have a knowledge how to mitigate their FX risk. So for that, if you are looking forward or being part of any one of these company, you need to know, or you need to have these basic knowledge in place. Tomorrow you can go and join any one of the company, big IT company, big automobile company as a in their treasury department. You name each and every company, even though a small company which is doing any sort of import export, they need to have a person who's able to know how to mitigate this foreign currency fluctuation risk. So likewise, now talking about, if I'm willing to invest in capital market, what is the basic things I should keep it in mind? So first of all, decide your investment goal and objective. First thing is you need to think why I am looking forward for investment, what I am expecting out of it. Which means first thing is I need to know what is my horizon. Okay, so horizon, which means am I looking forward to maybe, let's say post COVID, I'm looking forward to go with my with my friends to maybe Goa or any one of the location nearby. So for that, probably your horizon may be 3 to 4 months. So whatsoever investment you are doing, you are expecting a return within a span of, let's say, 4 months or 6 months or so, versus you are looking forward to buy any good bike, car, buy a house, or you are looking forward to go for go to overseas for your further studies. So it can be anything. So on the basis of the requirement, let's say if I'm looking forward to buy a house, my horizon will be maybe 10 years, okay, 10 years or 12 years. So on the basis of my horizon of investment, or on the basis of my goal, okay, then I have to select a right product. Now after deciding, okay, this is my objective, I'm willing to buy a house, whereas my probably a tenure of investment, or my horizon is going to be 12 years. Then I have to see what is my current age. Okay, so early you will start, it is better for you. Okay, so the late, if you'll see the person probably who's at a age of, let's say, 50 years, 60 year and all, their risk tolerance will be quite low. They'll be more towards a maybe a probably government bonds and all, where there is a fixed return they are getting, but they cannot, or they will not probably prefer to go more aggressive. Whereas today, let's say at a age of, let's say, 20 years, 22 years, 25 years, people can take more risk in compared to those people. So then understand your risk tolerance. So when I'm talking about, let's say, risk tolerance, what happened, this is something which is very important today. You should never invest in market seeing somebody else investing. Okay, so let's say somebody is investing 10,000 rupees, so it should not happen that you are borrowing a money, and it does happen, unfortunately. So let's say people will come to know about some XYZ tip, or maybe any one of the company, it's gonna do best. Okay, they will probably borrow money from friends and all, and then they will put in money. So firstly I have to see, okay, let's say when I'm talking about risk tolerance, which means, let's say if I'm having a pocket money of 1,000 or 5,000 rupees per month. So firstly I'll see how much money I'm supposed to pay for my rent. So let's say out of 5,000 rupees I'm supposed to pay 2,000 rupees. Then my daily basic need, which means my food. So for food I need 1,000 bucks, for example. So 3,000 rupees is straight away gone. Now I'm left with 2,000 rupees. I need to have some amount of money in my bank or in my pocket at any point of time to take care of, let's say, any sort of probably emergency. It can be a medical emergency. It can be where because of some reason you are supposed to go to your hometown or anything else. So for which you need to safeguard, let's say, $1,000 out of it. It's a probably a emergency kitty of finance which you need to have. Then you are left with $1,000. Now, it is possible that you are getting 5,000 rupees, whereas for you are having $1,000, which you can either go to party or you can probably take some portion of it for your investment. Let's say a guy who's getting a pocket money of 10,000 rupees. So obviously, when he will deduct his expenses, he might come down to 2,000 rupees. Again, probably if you'll compare probably me with your faculty, let's say if I'm getting a salary 10,000 rupees per month, whereas your faculty, they are getting a salary 20,000 rupees per month. So their risk tolerance will be much more than me. So I have to make sure what is the amount of money which I can invest in market. Okay. And that should not impact my daily routine activities. Okay, so that is where we have to, each and every individual need to know what is their risk tolerance, and accordingly they have to take their decision. And considering all, you have to seek, okay, whether I am willing to go aggressive, I am willing to go conservative, and accordingly you can select any one of the financial products which are there in capital market. I'll calm down which all financial products are there on that level. So this is a different asset class what we were talking about. So let's say if we'll talk about something as a person who's looking forward for investment, but they don't want to go aggressive. They are looking forward for investment as, but they are in an opinion that for me, I don't want to take any pain, even though if my gain is also minimum. Okay, so I can go ahead with something as a low risk investment. So today, when I'm talking about low risk investment, it can be anything. I mean, post office saving scheme, RD, provident fund, and all, where I'm getting, let's say, return in a range of 7 to 9%. Probably it will be in a range of 7 to 8 only, 9 slightly on higher side, I mentioned. Now, if we'll talk about FD, today we'll talk about FD. This is far more than, I mean, probably what is current market scenario. So today, as I've already told you, I mean, savings account, they are giving you return somewhere 4%, 5% and all. We'll talk about FD. Apart from one or two private bank, in my knowledge, nobody is giving you more than probably 6% itself. Normally the banks, they'll give you in a range of 5%, again, 5, 6. And maximum what I've seen, that is touching 7, and probably one or two banks, but not more than that. And that too, for that you need to have block your money for certain period and all those things. Now this is a, in terms of FD, it is the rate return what you can get, it is slightly more than the savings account. Then you are having bonds can be of corporate bonds also, it can be a government bond. So what happened, what is bond? Not James Bond. So what is bond? Basically what happened, today when you are buying these shares of any XYZ company, why these companies are raising money from market? Because they need money for their business expansion. So likewise, they are having another route, even though, let's say if you talk about government organization. So all these government organization, you must be knowing about physical deficit. So to meet the physical deficit, what they are doing, they are raising money from capital market or the investors like me and you. So what happened, these government body, they are raising fund, something known as GSEC, government securities. So they are gonna raise fund, let's say their volume is always, let's say, somewhere in a range of 10,000 CR, 20,000 CR and all. So what you can today, earlier, I mean, retail investors were not allowed to invest in, GSEC, but today as a retail investors, we are having a 5% criteria. So coming down, what is the difference? So let's say if I am having, let's say if we talk about Tata and all, so apart from giving or raising money from equity source, they can also issue bonds. Now in terms of bonds, the best part is my return is fixed. So before opting for any one of the bond, I'll be knowing, okay, what is the return I'm going to get from those companies. Now, regardless of the fluctuation, almost I'm going to get those return, okay, from these organization. So let's say I've taken bond from Tata, or let's say Infosys. So those returns are already decided. I will be getting that return. But the small difference is I cannot claim ownership. In case of equity, even though if I'm having 10 shares of same company, I am having a ownership of that particular company for that portion. Okay. Whereas in case of equity, the thing is the returns are not fixed. Okay. So I am being part of their growth story in both the ways, vice versa. Okay, so market is going up, I will be able to get profit. Market is going down, obviously I have to suffer losses also. Now gold, as you know, you can so for gold also, you I hope your faculties or your parents, they might be investing in market, or they might be buying gold in physical form. Now what happened, there is something known as SGB, sovereign gold bonds. So let's say you can even suggest your parents also, let's say if they are buying a physical form of gold, so apart from the appreciation, there is again another burden, which is known as your cost to carry. Let's say if I'm having 1 kg gold, let's say 10 gram gold. Okay. Then I have to make sure that my gold should be safeguarded. Okay. I need to probably open an account and all those things. Okay. So that's again a pain for me. So apart, if I'm opening an account, so apart from getting return to from my investment, I'm again end up paying certain amount of money for those lockers and all those things. Now, so government body, they came up with a option where you can invest in gold, where you will be getting gold in a piece of paper or in dematerialized form. So when I'm talking about SGB, sovereign gold bonds, what happened? So you can also invest in gold bonds, which is having a sovereign, which means a guarantee. Now I can see buy the same amount of, I can buy even a minimum of 1 gram, okay, in SGB form, bond form, where the gold will be kept in as a dematerialized form. Now, apart from, so firstly, there is no cost to carry, it is kept in my demat account. Now, second one, there is certain interest I'm going to get. So for SGB, I hope it is giving you some 2.5% interest per year, which is a good amount. Okay, where another end you are not getting almost any, I mean, you are not getting, even though you are end up paying some amount of money. So that is, gold is one thing what you can probably do a transaction through capital market, real estate, then insurance. And I hope, I mean, you must be knowing what is the insurance. Now mutual fund, simply what is mutual fund? There is a group of people, let's say, so here we are having some 92 participants. So let's say all of us, we don't know anything about market. What we did, we have pulled in 100 rupees, okay, which made it 9,200 rupees. We will give it to the organization which is authorized, which is having experience. Now these bodies are known as your AMC. Okay, there are different asset management companies. Okay, so on keeping our goal, our objective in mind, they will be doing our the investment in our behalf. Okay, so that is basically your, that is how your mutual fund works. Now stocks, as you know, simply you will buy, you can invest in any one of the company. So this is a story where the reference point is also given. Okay, mudra.com. There's a guy, he invested in Wipro, 10,000 bucks way back 1979, and he was an investor, which means he was not looking forward for a small benefit or small tenure investment. He invested and he was there with this company for a quite long period of time. And now the sort of portfolio he built because of this, on the basis of this 10,000 bucks, it was close to 400 plus cr. Okay, now it's not like that you have invested any x amount of money in some company and you will forget it. Okay, I will also get 100 cr, I have invested 1 lakh, I'll be getting 100 cr and all. It doesn't work in that way. So I'm quite sure, as a healthy practice, this guy must be tracking this company on each and every interval. Okay, so all the companies, as per the norms of stock exchange regulatory bodies and all, these companies are doing their disclosure each and every quarter. So you need to see, if you have invested in any one of the company, you need to see their financials each and every time, the financials, any sort of update, any sort of news pertaining to that company, and then you have to take your decision whether I'm looking forward to be with this company further or not. So In one word, you have to track your investment in a best possible way. Now, to start, what is the basic requirement? So any one of the individual, what we need, firstly, we need a demat account. Second one, we need a trading account. Third one, we need savings account. Demat account is required so that whatsoever investment I am doing, let's say I'm buying or selling. So if I'm buying, my shares will be kept in my demat account in dematerialized form. So for that, you can, so for all these three, you'll talk about demat or trading account. So trading account, it is required for your day-to-day activities. And another one is the savings account. So let's say you are buying any shares, your savings account, the money will be debited from your savings account. If you are selling, it will be credited in your savings account. So these are the basic three things which is required. You need to have certain KYC document which you can furnish, and it will be shared with your, you have to provide those documents with any one of the member of your choice, and they are the one who will help you out to open your account. Now here what you can see, this is the, so NSE we are having software. So today when you are buying any shares, selling any shares, so all the members, they are having a this particular software known as NEET provided by NSE. So where you are seeing this sort of screen which is in front of you, this sort of screen is there with them. Okay, so they can see, I mean, which prices are going up or down in live market scenario. And then whatsoever you want to buy or sell, you will tell them and they will be placing this transaction on your behalf. Now, so this is how this platform looks like. Now, just to take you, as I told you, 1 second, let me share with you. Give me a minute. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see, this is something, let's say you are applying for, let's say any one of the company XYZ, they are coming up with the IPO. Okay. So if you want to apply for those IPO, so there is something known as ASBA. Okay. So what is how this ASBA works? So you will apply, you want to, let's say, buy 2 lot, or you are applying for 2 lot of shares of, for example, Himanshu Limited. So what happened? Let's say the worth of this particular 2 lot is 20,000 bucks. So you will fill your ASBA application. This is can be given by your bank also. This can be given by your member also. You will fill it. You have to provide all the necessary information, your PAN number, okay, how many lots you want and all. Let's say you are applying for you also, you are applying for your family members also, your maybe sister, your father, mother and all, everybody. So you can mention all the, I mean, obviously people need to have an account. So if they are having account, so you can mention all the 3 to 4 or whatever is the PAN number in the same ASBA form. You need not to have a separate ASBA form. So you will apply it. Now I am having my savings account attached to it. So what will happen? This 20,000 bucks, they will block in my account. Block, which means I, obviously, if there is a certain money which is kept in my savings account, I am getting interest on it. The best part in case of ASBA is they will not take this money. They'll just block it, which means I'm continuously getting interest on it. Okay. Now tomorrow, if I'm getting allocation of these shares, then they will deduct this money from my account, or else as they've blocked, they will release it. Okay. So this is how this entire ASBA works. Now, okay. So now let's say somebody who's not having any sort of account, and probably tomorrow or due course of action, you are willing to open an account and start doing some transaction in capital market. So there is something known as, you need to know, basic service demat account. You can ask for BSDA account. Okay. What happened when you are having account with your member? There are certain charges. Okay. Which is known as your AMC. Now, if you are having BSDA account, basic service demat account, and your holding in that particular account is less than or up to your 50,000 bucks, so they will not, or they cannot charge any AMC. And if it is more than 50,000 rupees, up to 2 lakh rupees, the EMC can be up to 100 bucks, 100 rupees, but not more than that. Now, somebody who's already, so one of your classmate, he's already having accounts, or let's say if I'm already having account, then I cannot change to BSDA. But if I'm starting, I have an option to open an BSD account. So basically, if I'm willing to go conservative, I'm not willing to go very much aggressive on it. So probably I can start with have a BSD account, and that time I will feel okay, I'm looking forward to invest more. Okay, then probably I can and my investment will be more than 2 lakh rupees. Then I have to change my account in a normal form, and then whatsoever is the applicable charges I will have to pay. Now, something I would like to show you. Okay, so this is something you should keep it in mind. So I gave you one example. Okay, you are getting a pocket money of 5,000 bucks. So after deducting all the things, you had 1,000 bucks in pocket. So now you have to make sure that you are not relying on any one specific financial product, which means I'm having 1,000 bucks. Somebody told me, okay, XYZ stock is going to go high. Okay, so firstly, if somebody told me I should not do anything, okay, so if before investment, two things. Starting off my presentation, your colleague, she asked how we should decide. Okay, so there are two ways. So there are two things what I have to keep in mind before doing any sort of investment. There is a primary primary search of information. There is a secondary source of information. So when I'm talking about primary search or primary source of information, well, firstly, let's come down to secondary. So in secondary, let's say I came to know about some news about any XYZ company through, let's say, news channel. I came to know that during COVID, all the pharma companies, they are doing good. They are producing, let's say, there is a huge demand of some medicines and all. Now I came to know, okay, there are other companies which is in the other line of activity. They are applying for license in or they are applying for getting a license to manufacture maybe sanitizer. Okay, so I came to know, okay, and then they are saying, okay, there are expectations the shares price will go high as they are about to get it or something like that. So that is one of the source of information for me. Okay, these are the company which might do good. So news channel, newspaper, probably my some financial advisor I have on whom I'm having certain trust. Okay, he is saying something, or I came to know something from probably a maybe if why not a friend of mine, he told me something. So after getting all this information, I came to know, okay, XYZ company. So firstly, let's say my friend told about two companies. Out of that, four companies, for example, out of that, my financial advisor, he told, okay, out of this, three companies are doing good. Then I came to know through news channel or newspaper, okay, out of that, two companies are doing good. Then I came to know through news channel, one company is in again positive direction. So I came down, okay, one company is something which I'm certainly getting a confidence to invest. So that is my secondary source of information. When I'm talking about primary, so apart from news, I will have to do my own research, which means there is different tools available in capital market to analyze shares or analyze or take a probably informed decision. I mean, where to invest, which company is suitable. So for example, there's something known as fundamental analysis, there's something known as technical analysis. Okay, so if you are investing or doing any transaction in derivatives, then there is something known as your option trading strategies are there. Okay, several option trading strategies are there. So you need to, when I'm talking about, let's say, basic one, fundamental and technical analysis. So firstly, you will have to do or analyze that company on the basis of fundamentals of those companies. You have to see, okay, who's the founder of the company, or how many directors are there, what is their track record, okay, from how many years they are in business. Okay, then I will have to see, okay, probably I will analyze last 3 to 5 years balance sheet of that company, which is anyway there in public domain. Okay, what is their profitability, their ROI, return on investment. Okay, the money what they are raising, where they are doing the investment and all, and everything is disclosed in public domain for all the listed company. Okay, so then after doing your entire fundamental analysis, their debt equity ratio and everything, okay, then another tool is technical analysis. Technical analysis, there are people who are using for let's say short term trading, okay, intraday, and there are people who are also taking that view on technical analysis for long term. So then you are seeing you are doing a fundamental analysis, technical analysis and all, and after having a your primary source of information and secondary, then if you are taking any decision, that is the best way to proceed or decide where you should invest. Now after doing my this entire analysis, I decided, okay, this $1,000 I'm gonna invest in one company. Now that is again wrong, because of any reason. Again, you have done your entire analysis, but because of, let's say, a scenario like demonetization happened, again nobody was aware, COVID came in. Okay, now because of all this scenario, what if your market will hit? Okay, that is where there has to be a diversification. Now all the product what you are seeing in different buckets, CDs, stocks, mutual fund, bonds, so these different products are having different return, at the very same time different your risk parameters are there. So you will have to take your call, okay, how much money you want to put in aggressive fund, how much money you are willing to put as a conservative investor, and accordingly you will have to decide, okay, out of my $1,000 I am ready to put, let's say 200 rupees in equity, let's say again 300 rupees in maybe mutual fund, and I want to be slightly on safer side, so 500 rupees I'm gonna put in, let's say, bonds, corporate bonds or government bonds. So that is a diversification has to be there in your portfolio. Now as I was telling you about the risk and return, I'll show you one graph. Yeah, so this is the matrix today. If you'll see, okay, so horizontal line what you are seeing, that is your risk parameter, that is showing you the level of risk, and vertical line is showing the level of return. So when you are talking about a product which is giving you on bottom, if you'll see the left side, which is giving you low rewards but risk is also low, you can go ahead with the same thing which we have already discussed. I mean, PPF is there, your bank deposits are there. Now bottom itself, if you'll go to the right, okay, probably something where I am getting the rewards are low but risk is slightly high. Okay, so that is something where, I mean, let's not discuss that particular bracket, because there are people who might give you tell you something, or schemes from which will give you or promise you unrealistic returns and all. Okay, that is something you have to always be away from that particular segment. High rewards and low risk, there is no product at all. Now the fourth one is when you are talking about high rewards and high risk, basically the equity, which means you are buying a share of any particular company. And on top of that, when you are talking about, let's say, something as derivative, let me check whether that graph is there or not. Okay, may not be. So when you are talking about derivatives, just give me a minute. So here, when you are talking about equity, okay, starting with your bonds. So if you're talking about bonds, let's say government bonds and all, on again that risk parameter, it is kept on bottom level. Then on top, you are having, let's say, something as a mutual fund, okay, or vice versa. On that particular bracket, you may have a mutual fund or you may have a bond, but ideally, what I think, I mean, bond should be at bottom. Okay, especially if you are talking about government bonds. Okay, then on top you are having mutual fund. On more than mutual fund, if you are slightly going more ahead in terms of the risk parameter and return, you are having equity, and last one we are having derivatives. Now derivative, I mean, it is your homework. You go and search what is derivative. But just to give you example, derivative is known as your future and options, F&O. Now, how this derivative works? Let's say there is a transaction, okay, worth of 100 bucks. So in case of derivative, just by paying 10 rupees, I can be a part of that particular transaction. So just by paying 10 rupees, I can take or I can do a transaction worth of 100 rupees. So what is this 10 rupees? This 10 rupees is premium. Okay, so that is derivatives. So basically, when you are doing any transaction, you have to make sure, okay, I mean, if you are, I mean, what is the, which, at which level you are, or till what level you are willing to take risk. And accordingly, you have to decide, okay, which financial product will suit you. So probably, what is the time? Okay, so we are almost done. It is 4. Now quickly, let me take you and show you NSE's website also. So where is website? Just give me a minute. If you are having any question, be ready with that after this website. After showing you the website, we can take the questions. Just tell me whether it's visible. It is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is how NSC's website look like. Now let me go and search it in Google itself. Okay, let's say I don't know what is the link and all. Google. This much everybody can do, right? I'll just mention NSC India. This is a website. I can go to the website. Now let me show you which sort of information, although I mean there are lots of information which you can get from the website itself, but moreover which sort of information you can expect or you may be able to extract, or if you are seeing the website, the information which is readily available for you is okay. So on this website, let's say I want to see what is the index. So here what you are seeing, all the market is, I mean, oh, so here what you can see, Nifty 50. So there is something known as Nifty and Sensex. Okay, so Nifty 50, it is comprised of the top 50 companies, which is selected by NSE on the basis of different parameters, and they are probably they are the one which is representing their industry. And these companies are so on the basis of the performance of these companies, Nifty 50 is being decided. Okay, so now this is not this is managed by NSE itself. So let's say we are having 50 companies and Himanshu Limited is part of that 50 company today. Now because of any reason, if I'm not able to fulfill the criteria of being in Nifty 50, so they will take out Himanshu Limited, and they will, let's say there is a XYZ Limited company, they will and that company is fulfilling the norms of Nifty 50, they will insert that company in Nifty 50 list. So this is I can probably see, okay, how the debt market is performing, how the Nifty 50 is performing. So for example, if I'll see Nifty 50 today, okay, it is 13,500, 13.85. Okay, and it is up by certain points, which was also there. Now I want to, okay, so bottom here we can see, okay, 30,500, 13 point. 13.85. It is up by 0.06%. Now I want to see, okay, today, which is the, now apart from that, there are different index. You can see, okay, Nifty, next 50, bank is there, auto is there. Now auto went negative today. So I want to see, okay, out of this Nifty 50, which is the companies or top 5 companies which have performed good today. So here on right side, what you are seeing, top 5 stocks. Okay, I can see the green one, the first one. I mean, these are the ONGC, NTPC, GAIL, Coal India, Tata Steel. These are the 5 stocks which have performed good today. Whereas the maximum, if you'll see ONGC, it is changed by basically the change is close to 5.46%. Now I want to see what is the bottom. So below we are having top 5 companies which is into the bottom. Now again I want to see, let's say any one of the company you choose. Okay, today how this company have performed. I want to see access. I clicked on it. Simply by going down here I can see price information. Visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. So if I'm going by price information, I can see intraday high and low. So today, what we are seeing that it closed at 612. So market went down till 608.35 and went up till 631.65. So let's say I. Hello.
There's some disturbance, sir.
Sir, your audio is not clear.
Is it audible?
That's audible, but there's some disturbance.
It's echoing.
Yes, sir.
Is it better now?
No, sir,
Sir.
still.
Same echo. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Yes,
Sir,
sir,
your voice
still.
is distorted.
So there's some echo and disturbance.
Give me a minute. Let's see. All of a sudden it started was there. Is it better now? Slightly.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I think there's some problem with your mic.
Mic.
Now it's good.
Slightly better.
Yes, sir.
Now it's
Now
good,
it's
sir.
clear.
Okay. So basically, if I wanted to see, okay, the performance of this particular share today, okay, which is Axis Bank Limited, it went down till 608, and went up till 631 today. Point is always, I mean, is there in front of you. So let's say I bought this share today at 608. I'm an intraday trader, and I sold it at 631. So what is the difference? How much money I made? You leave the point. I mean, 631
20.
I sold 23 rupees, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's say I'm an intraday trader. I'm trading in volume. I bought 10,000 shares. So 23 multiplied by 10,000. That will be my gain. Having said that, it can be vice versa. Let's say I'm the one who have bought the shares of Axis way back in a year, let's say in a year 2019. Second side, you can see 52 weeks high and low. So when this COVID was there, okay, this lockdown and all happened, if you'll see the March month figure, somewhere around that only, the prices went down till 286 point. So let's say 2019, I bought this share at 765 rupees. Now this went down till 20 on 25th of March to 286. Now I am a sort of investor which is not, who's not sure, who's not willing to hold, and I sold it. So now here you can see the sort of risk what is there, or the sort of loss that sort of investor made, or he had to occur. Now gradually then market covered. There can be another guy who's not even buying or not even selling. He's having shares already, and he's just tracking the market, and he's like wait and watch. Now apart from this, now let me show you, there is something you might be knowing as a currency fluctuation. Okay, you might be saying, okay, USD, in terms of USD INR is depreciated, INR is appreciated and all. So here what you can also see, if I'll go to the reference rate, on reference rate, currency spot rate. So today, if you'll ask me the rates, so basically today currency market is still open. So USD, which means as per today's price, if I am a importer or exporter, or let's say a trader in currency segment, so for 1 USD, I am supposed to pay 73.5882 rupees. GBP 98, Euro 89, Yen, which is Japanese yen 70, but for 100. So for 100, basically your unit, I am only paying 70. So basically it is multiple because it is, on lower side. So otherwise, in terms of USD, GBP, and this is something which is gonna impact big time. One thing is to investors. Second one, let's say somebody who's a trader, or somebody who's a not trader, basically somebody who's a apart from investor trader. For them, there will be impact if they are trading. But somebody who's an importer or exporter. So let's say, just assume a company who have done an export, and they are supposed to get money from overseas market. The time when they did export, let's say the price was 60 rupees, just to give you a ballpoint figure. USD INR rate was 60 rupees, which means as I have sold it, I'm supposed to get money. So as per that particular price on that day when I have done this export, so let's say if I would have sold the same amount of quantity here, I would have got the same money. So let's say the rates were 60 rupees. Now, as per the credit period and all, I will be getting my money a month down the line. Now, a month down the line, what happened? The USD INR rate, it went down. Okay, so from rather than 60, it went down to 50. Now, earlier I was supposed to get 60 rupees for each dollar. Now I am getting 50 rupees for each dollar. Okay, so that is how import and exporter, if you'll see, as there is a quite a decent amount of money which is involved. So that is where they are having sometime a big hit on their balance sheet because of the currency fluctuation. For that only I told you they are having a particular team which is taking care of FX risk, or let's say they are having a treasury team which their job is to hedge all this risk. So this is where, and now again, to take you through, let's say if I want to learn something, okay, I told you about fundamental, technical and all analysis, but where to go? So first thing is, let's say at NSE's website itself, if I'll show you, here you can see something as a learn. Under this, if I am going about the first one, I can see as a NSE Academy. Okay, if I'm going and clicking on NSE Academy, there are different sort of courses, online, offline and all, which is there. So let's say if I'm going to I'm new to market, I don't know anything, what I can do, I can probably go for NCFM and take a foundation level module. Okay, this is something which is for beginners. So you can see financial market beginners module, mutual fund, currency, equity and all, and there is no manual intervention required for these things, which means you can select your module. You will be getting a study material. You have to prepare by yourself, and then you have to go to NSE test center to take the exam. So you are having NCFM intermediary level, advanced level, then different certifications are there. So this is one way you can probably go through the website, select, let's say you are looking forward for any sort of, I mean, you are looking forward to know how many certifications or this NCFM papers are there. You can directly put it in Google, NCFM modules. Just by clicking on it, you are seeing the list of all the modules and papers which is there. All the information pertaining to all this subject will be there, whether there is a negative marking or not, what is the fees, tenure, validity of your certificate, everything. Now, apart from that also, if you all just simply browse through your YouTube, there are lots of videos which is available free of cost. There will not be a single buck charges. I mean, that is up to you. You are taking paid or not. But otherwise, simply you can take any one of the YouTube. You can browse. You can just mention, okay, how to invest in capital market, basic principle, or let's say equity. What is currency derivative? What is derivatives? Equity derivatives. What is index? Everything is there. So basically, there will be some other person who have given certain videos. So obviously you don't have to rely completely on that, but it will give you a bit of knowledge, and then you can dive down. You yourself, you need to do your entire certifications and all to understand in a better way. They can just give you a bit of knowledge. Then you can opt for any sort of MDTs. I am quite sure in your BB also you will be having lots of courses which will give you some knowledge about capital market. So apart from that particular courses and all, you need to do certain research from your own side. Okay, because courses are designed keeping certain objective in mind. But if you are serious, if you are looking forward to make your career, let's say make your career, I won't say in capital market, but you are looking forward to make a best career, so you have to take additional step. And that is what these are the initiative you can take for any one of the certification about capital market, about uh, personality development and all. And these are the things which is going to help you. It's not like we can put each and everything on the shoulders of our institute. This is our career. We had to decide, okay, they are doing their job. Apart from that, till how much or how much pain I'm ready to take to make best utilization of my this particular period of time, let's say 3 year down the line, where I'm willing to see myself, for which whatsoever what is the input you have given in this particular time frame, that is something which is going to matter. So already we have exceeded by 18 minutes. So with this, I will submit my side of presentation. If you are having any query, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you. Abhira, over to you.
Thank you for imparting your knowledge with the young and bright minds present here today, sir. We as BBA students needed this, and each one of us is definitely taking home something valuable. If there are any queries, then students can drop it in the chat box. Or you can even unmute and ask, sir.
Excuse me.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I wanted to ask, and will this intraday trading will continue in future long term, like how it did in past decades?
Yeah, why not? Intraday trading will always be there.
Sir, does it plays important role in capital market?
Very much. Why not? See, there are two type of set of people in market. One is trader, another one is investor.
Yes.
Investor will be a guy who will invest in a company, and they will be there with that company for a certain tenure, versus a trader who will probably today they will invest at market opening, let's say 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
Yeah. Yes,
and seeing a slight movement in market, they'll sell it off. Okay. Now on the basis of their risk appetite, they'll be doing it in volume and all. So these are the two separate set of people. So you have to decide what you want to be. There, as long as market is there, a capital market will be there. So investors and traders, they are going to be there.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, in terms of picking stocks, which is better to analyze technically or to analyze fundamentally?
Fundamentals are very much important. Okay, because technical is more like a statics. Okay, now fundamentals you need to know. Then post that you can decide, okay, if I'm tracking the market, I want to track the market on daily basis. I'm the person who is more convenient on, or I'm looking forward for intraday. I'm more convenient on, seeing the graphs and all. I will probably carry on technical analysis, but saying that technical analysis is important, but not fundamental analysis will be wrong. Saying fundamental is important, technical is not, that is also going to be wrong. So both the things you need to know. So it's like one is knowledge. So probably you need to know fundamentals, technicals. Probably tomorrow you will more follow technical charts for your investment. Okay, but at any point of time, let's say if you are seeing the balance sheet of the company, you should be in a position to analyze, okay, there is something wrong about this company, or there's something which is like a catch in this particular company's debt equity ratio is so and so and all. So you need to know how to read it.
Okay, sir.
Then you will
Sir.
decide, okay, what I want to follow.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, is it enough to fundamentally analyze a company for a longer period of time? If I want to invest money into a stock market, buy and hold stocks for a longer period of time, so it is enough to only analyze it fundamental basis?
No, not at all. As I told you, all these informations has to be there. You need to know fundamentals. Probably in technical analysis, you can probably in technical analysis, there are different charts. When you are talking about candlestick, people more look into the candlestick for short duration. When you are saying line chart, people are normally looking at line chart for long duration. So when you are talking about being an investor for long term, you can probably analyze those charts, how it's moving. Okay, so you need to know fundamentals, you need to know technicals. Probably tomorrow, if you are in options, you need to know option trading strategies. So that's how. You should not rely on only one thing. Your knowledge is unlimited. Learn as much as you can.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
There are people who are there in market from 15, 20 years. Okay. Still they are saying, okay, we are learning. Horizon, probably sky's the limit. They keep on learning. So likewise, you cannot say, okay, I'll just close, or I will not look at technicals. I'll only go by fundamentals. Will not be good. Yeah. Anybody else?
Hello, sir. This is Viraj Hasbeer.
Please.
So, which is the most effective instrument according to you in the money market?
Most effective? See, as I have already told you, those things come in. Something which will be effective for me may not be effective for you, or something which will be effective for you may not be effective for me. So what is your goal? And on that basis, what is probably, I'll see what is your goal and what is your risk tolerance. On that basis, you will decide, okay, what is effective tool for you.
So, according to you, what is the most effective instrument for this current situation for the market?
No, if you can be a bit more precise, effective instrument, if I am investing or I am looking forward for return, certain something has to be there. Only effective will not be able to, or I will not be at least in a position to answer only by the word effective. Effective when I'm, or let's say, if we'll talk about you, when you are saying effective, so what is there in your mind? Effective when I'm looking forward from return, or I'm looking forward for investment. So effective is when you are looking forward for investment, for example. So probably, and you are probably new to market, what I will do, I might see, I'm not giving any suggestion to anybody. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm just giving you a suggestion. Let's say I'm just sharing, Himanshu Shrivastava is sharing his opinion, not from exchange point of view. But as you rightly told, let's say if I'm quite new from market, probably for me the effective way will be that I should start investing in market. I can go or I will prefer to start with either mutual fund or ETF. What is ETF? You should study exchange traded fund. It's the best way. One of the good way to start. Okay, because you can invest in, let's say, I told you about Nifty 50. Now there is something known as Nifty ETF. Now let's say if I'm investing 10,000 rupees in ETF, Nifty ETF, my 10,000 rupees will be invested in all the 50 companies which is part of Nifty, which means it's a safe investment. So let's say if I'm a conservative guy, I might start from with ETF and mutual fund. I will not at all probably may not prefer to look at derivatives versus somebody who's looking, okay, no, no effective and all, I want to just learn. This is the money, whatsoever happened this to this money, I'm not looking forward for return from this money. I'm only looking forward for learning. Learning can be when you are gaining money, learning can be when you are losing money. So then probably I will say, okay, I'm getting 10,000 rupees monthly basis. This 500 rupees is spare. Rather than watching money, I will put it in derivatives. Why not? So that is why I told you. I mean, effective, which means it's like a uncompleted word for me. Effective for you will be different. Effective for me will be different. But the ideal scenario I told you, okay, if I'm new, probably slightly I will take a baby step. I will look into the mutual fund. I will probably going a step ahead. I'll see at the ETF and all. At the very same time, I'll try to inculcate or probably I'll try to grasp as much as I can, and then I will decide, okay, in which direction I want to move ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You should read about, everybody should read about ETF. Refer your YouTube or Google. Yeah. Anybody else?
Hello, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, index funds are relevant to ETF or they are both different?
Index fund, it is, there is a correlation. So nowadays you must have seen, I mean, index fund, there are good amount of people who are investing in basically your index fund, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you something. See, in one word, what I'll tell you, probably I will not be in a position to take you or give you more information. But example is, see, when we are talking about mutual fund and ETF. So the small difference between mutual fund and ETF is like mutual fund is normally, it's not traded versus ETF can be traded. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about, let's say, index fund, what happened basically, index funds are a sort of like mutual fund and ETF are, which is basically traded. Okay. So there is a very thin line between ETF, between index fund and mutual fund. So probably if I'm willing to invest in index fund, probably ETF or this Nifty 50 ETF, what I've told you, that can be a benchmark for me. So there's very, very thin line, but moreover, you may say it is like a mirror image of index and ETF. So let's say if I'm willing to invest in ETF, I can opt for indexed fund. So again, for example, we are also having gold ETF. Okay, so ETFs are of different categories. Okay, so under ETF, I also have an option to go ahead with index ETF. So under index, I can say Nifty 50. Likewise, there are different sort of category of ETF. I can choose any one of that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What are your views on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, sir?
No comment.
Fine, sir. It's a bubble market and it's actually money making, sir. Fine.
You have to decide.
Thank you for answering all the questions, sir. Now moving on. As the moderator of today's webinar, first and foremost, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Himanshu, sir, for taking out time and sharing his knowledge with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
This 1 hour session was extremely enlightening, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support of our principal, Prakash Kadkol, sir, Vice Principal, Vibha ma'am, and the staff of KLD Sibalk, Niranjan, sir, Pankaj, sir, and Vishesh, sir. So thank you for having our back throughout. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the students for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us opportunity. Probably we'll look forward for many more sessions in coming future. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.